Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics, and in this video I like to discuss how the Tories are carrying out more seemingly mad schemes as a front to gathering your personal data. Some of the methods used are so ridiculous I don't even know how it's legal, if indeed it actually is. But it probably is. But first, if you'd like to be notified of daily news in politics, please subscribe to the channel. So there I am browsing Twitter earlier today, and I come across a Tory MP. It's actually the newish Tory MP for Uxbridge, Boris Johnson's old seat. He's promoting a local campaign. Nothing unusual in that, of course, doing his constituency work. Great. His campaign is to gather support for a fish and chip shop in his local town centre. Absolutely bonkers if you think about it. He's not campaigning for a library to remain open or more parking or anything where either local or national government could do something about it. He's campaigning for a fish and chip shop. So how would that work then? A chippy is a private business. Either someone wants to open one up in your area or they don't. You know, he's gathering details of public support. So he gets this petition, right? Who's he going to give it to? Who does he present that petition to? Local councils don't provide fish and chip shops. There's no minister for deep frying. Who does he give the petition to, which would result in the supposedly sought-after battered haddock? It's a complete nonsense. Then, my mind's boggling, a follower actually checks out the link, and sure enough, the reason was there. Should have seen it, shouldn't I? It was just so mad. This MP's not bothered about having a fish and chip shop on the high street. If the demand was there for one, someone would be opening one up. And if you were going to have any politician try to organise a petition for a fish and chip shop, it's not going to be a conservative politician, is it? You know, MPs, the free market, the market will provide people. He's not interested in your support for a chippy. He wants your contact details. He wants your name. He wants your email address. And he wants your postcode. Now, you may think, well, hang on a minute. When personal data is collected, it can only be used for the specified purposes. True enough. And if you click the terms and conditions, you see that you're not just giving this MP permission to use your personal details for this clearly bogus campaign, but, and I quote, to conduct casework, campaigning and communication. In other words, this campaign will go nowhere. Of course it won't. You don't get a chippy because you signed a petition, but because someone with the skills and means to run one decides to open one up. He's going to be using it to spam the crap out of you in the run-up to the election with his party's propaganda. Now, normally political parties are not allowed by law to send you political campaign information without your express permission. This is why the only party that sends me anything is the Labour Party, because I've expressly given that permission. But although the government aren't doing very much in Parliament these days, one thing they have been doing is changing the law to allow for exceptions to this rule during election campaigns. So during the very time where being bombarded with unsolicited political campaigning would be at its most obnoxious, the government are going, oh yeah, we should make an exception in the law for those periods. And this is not the only case, by the way, of this going on. I remember back in January, after the first national insurance tax cut, the Tories released a fake tax calculator, which invited you to put in some details and see how much better off you'd be with this tax cut. For the avoidance of doubt, there are lots of independent tax calculators out there which don't gather data for political parties or otherwise, so use those, because that's what this calculator was for. It wasn't a case of put some details in, get an answer out. It was a case of put some details in. Oh, you want the answer? Yeah, give us your email and phone. Your email and name and stuff like that, and we'll send it out to you. And, you know, and then what you'll get is you'll get an email saying how great the Tories are, and then bombard you with campaign messages when the election is called because they've got your data now. Shouldn't really be allowed. I do think the law needs tightening up. I think it should be hiding things in the small print. It should be made explicitly clear what personal details are for. Cannot rely on people reading terms and conditions. If people give details to sign a petition for a fish and chip shop, they will have a reasonable expectation that that's all their information will be used for. If they fill in details for an online calculator, they have a reasonable expectation that the input of an email is only for the results to be sent to them via email. People shouldn't be allowed to use personal information in a way which those providing that information are extremely unlikely to be aware of. But anyway, it is what it is, and those who make the law are using it for their own depraved advantage. So I would just beware, because this will just be the start. It's obviously a key part of the Tory campaign to spam people with their campaign messaging. In fact, there's probably MPs all over the country, Conservative candidates all over the country, being told to come up with some mad local scheme that will sound appealing to get loads of people to sign up to it so you can get their name, postcode and email address. So they're on a mission to harvest as much data as possible, basically. But there we are. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. I hope you found the video interesting. If you did, please click the like button. And if you'd like to support the channel further, the join button for memberships. And until next time, I'll see you later.